Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundance TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. It's always so great to be with you. And Thanksgiving is just right around the corner, just a little bit over 3 weeks, and I'm really excited about what's in store for the holidays. However, sometimes it can get really rushed, and we've got a lot of stuff going on these days, and 3 ingredient recipes sometimes can really save your life. I'm telling you, literally. So I have some recipes I wanted to share with you, and I found this really cool website. It's called tasty.co, tasty.co, and it is just chock full of great recipes that you can use when you're in a pinch and you got a lot of folks who are coming over, or if maybe somebody calls and they say, hey, we'd like for you to come to our party, can you come and just bring one item? And so you can make these really fast, quick, usually ingredients you already have at the house. Okay, 3 ingredient peanut butter cookies. Now we've had this one on the show several times, but I wanted to add a twist to this one, okay? First of all, this calls for 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 egg. Now you can use 1/2 cup sugar if you'd like for it not to be as sweet, but it seems to be a little runnier if you do it that way. So I always put the 1 cup. And this is how you do it. First of all, and it sounds too good to be true because there's no flour in this, but it really works. So you'll preheat the oven to 350 degrees. That's a must right there. Now in a large bowl, you want to mix the peanut butter, the sugar, and the egg. And it doesn't matter when you put whatever ingredient in there. Okay, then you'll scoop out about a spoonful of dough and roll it into a ball. About 1 inch is what you'll need. Place the cookie balls onto a non-stick baking sheet. And because of the peanut butter and the ingredients that are in there, you don't even have to grease the pan. So you just leave it as it is. For extra decoration, you can, and to make them cook more evenly, you can flatten those cookies. Just get a little fork. And you know how your grandmother used to use a fork and crisscross it? You can do the same thing with these cookies. And it kind of flattens them, and it kind of gives them, do it kind of at a 90-degree angle, and just make a real pretty crisscross pattern. You'll bake these, it depends on your oven, anywhere between 8 and 10 minutes, just until the bottom of the cookies are golden brown. They'll look like they're not done when you take them out. Now with my oven, 8 minutes does it. And again, they look like they're not done. Leave them on the cookie sheet, okay? And they're going to look awesome. They'll be amazing. And they'll also be kind of chewy-like, so you'll like that about them too. Let them cool in the pan at least 10-15 minutes. Take them out and enjoy. Now, one thing you can do with these cookies, you can add ingredients. Like if you wanted to add some pecans in there, just chop up the pecans. I know it's peanut butter, but it tastes really good with pecans. I like to put a little bit of cinnamon in mine sometimes. And also, another thing you'll want to do as well is put some either butterscotch chips or chocolate chips are really good in there too. Okay, now that's a real good one. Let's go ahead and go with this one. Again, another 3-ingredient one is a 3-ingredient, real easy creme brulee. And this is a really easy recipe. You'd be amazing how quick this is as well. Okay, so what you're going to need is 1/2 cup of vanilla ice cream, 1 egg yolk. By the way, if you have your own girls outside with your own eggs, this is even better. And because the yolks are like super rich. And then you'll also need 1 tablespoon of sugar. Again, that's 1/2 cup of vanilla ice cream, 1 egg yolk, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now, this is how you're going to do it. You want to preheat the oven to 325 degrees on this one. Scoop the ice cream, put it in a microwave soft bowl. I have these little bowls that I got. They're tiny little bowls, and this is perfect for those. But again, make sure it's microwave safe and oven safe. Now, what you'll do is microwave the ice cream first, okay, for 30 to 40 seconds or until it's completely melted. You want to allow it to cool for about 5 minutes. Add the egg yolk into the melted ice cream, and you want to whisk it really well. That's why you've got to cool it down a little bit, okay? If you put it in before you cool it down, you're going to have scrambled eggs in there, and that's not the taste you're looking for. Okay, add the egg yolk into the melted ice cream, whisk it really well. Okay, and then you want to pour this mixture into a ramekin. I like to grease my ramekins with butter, and so nothing's going to stick that way. Pour hot water into the pan to come roughly halfway up the sides of the ramekin, and then you want to bake this for 40 to 50 minutes. Now, the creme brulee should be set a little bit jiggly in the middle. You'll know it's done. If it's completely set, it's going to be as hard as a rock. It's not going to taste good unless you want to chew on it for a while. Then you'll remove the ramekins from the roasting pan, allow it to cool at room temperature, and cover it with plastic wrap and refrigerate at least 2 hours. And you can make this ahead up to 3 days. So that's another thing you can do for Christmas. Remove the creme brulee from the refrigerator at least 30 minutes before browning the sugar on top of it. Now, here's the next deal. Sprinkle a tablespoon of sugar on top of each creme brulee. Using a torch, or you can use, those little lighters you use for candles, you can use that. But using a torch, you can melt the sugar into a crispy top. And if you don't have a torch, again, you can melt the sugar in the oven. Keep an eye on it. Make sure you don't overcook it, because that would be really easy to do. And just allow the creme brulee to set at least 5 minutes before you serve. And you could make a variety of ice cream flavors. I'll tell you one ice cream flavor I thought would be really good with this is Rocky Road ice cream. It's got all the ingredients and everything already in it. And I think that would be really good. Okay, let's go ahead and get to some more, okay? Let's do 3 ingredient peanut butter cereal bites. This is really good too. It's kind of a take on Rice Krispie treats, but let's go ahead and talk about this. Okay, and let me go ahead and get to the ingredients. Okay, now what you're going to need is you'll need some honey from a local farmer. If you can find it, it's even better. Peanut butter, and then you want Honey Nut cereal. Okay, so here's what we'll do. You'll put 1 part peanut butter and 1 part honey in a bowl. So just measure it out. So let's just say it's a cup. You do a cup of peanut butter and a cup of honey. Microwave for about a minute, and then you want to stir it until it's combined. Then you'll add 3 to 4 parts of cereal, and then you'll stir it. Okay, then scoop into bite-sized pieces and place on wax paper to cool, and enjoy. It takes no time at all to make this, and it's really good. And you'll really like that honey flavor from one of your local honey farms. Okay, let's talk about another one. Let's see how much time we got. Oh, we're still doing good. Good. Okay, this is something that's really good. It's called the chocolate hazelnut mug cakes, and these are really good. Super tasty. So let's go ahead and get this one started. Okay, and again, simple ingredients, only 3 ingredients to all these recipes. Some only 2, so this is pretty cool. All right, so what you're going to need, let's go ahead and pull this up. You're going to need a couple of eggs in this. Okay, 1 cup of chocolate hazelnut spread, and you need to divide that. Okay, so you're going to have a 1/2 cup and a 1/2 cup. Then you're going to have 2 large eggs, and then you'll need only 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Now remember the difference between all-purpose flour and then your self-rising flour. Self-rising actually has the salt in it and the additives to it. This doesn't, so this is really important you do it this way, okay? All right, now how do we do this? Okay, in a medium mixing bowl, you'll whisk together 3/4 cup of the chocolate hazelnut spread and the eggs, and then you'll fold in the flour. Then what you're going to do is evenly distribute this into 2 mugs. Now, this is really important too. Microwave each mug for 2 minutes. You want to take one mug out. Don't do it at the same time. It's not going to have the right consistency, okay? So microwave each mug for 2 minutes, and then you want to cool it down for 5 minutes. You'll frost with the remaining chocolate hazelnut spread and serve it warm, and it's so good. This is just such a good recipe. Now, I mentioned the hazelnut spread. You can go to Albertville Foodland Plus, and they have a store brand hazelnut spread that's really, it's just as good as the national brand. And you're saving some money. You're saving just about $1 per jar. And again, it works just as good as the national brands do. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now you're really going to like, if you like apple crisp, you're going to really love this. Now, these are really good recipes to use. Let's say all the kids are out of the house now. They all got married off. They're going to college. You don't want to cook a whole cake, and maybe you just don't have room for the freezer for it, whatever. This is something you can do for just the two of you, okay? And by the way, guys, if you're in the doghouse, sometimes you get in the doghouse, you don't know why you're in it, but you're in the doghouse and you want to do something really special for her. This is something you can do too. All of these ingredients, all of these recipes, and again, the recipe is at tasty.co. That's tasty.co. Okay, we're going to go with this one, then we'll go into a really quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute though. You'll need 1 cup of spice cake mix, and you can get the store brand at Albertville Foodland Plus. It's just as good as the national brand. You'll need 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, melted, and then you want to divide that, okay? You'll need 2 apples. You want to peel and core those, and then you want them sliced as well. Okay, now again, preheat the oven. This time it's 375 degrees. Now in a small bowl, you want to mix together the cake mix, the 2 tablespoons of melted butter, until the mixture is kind of crumbly like. Then you'll add 1 tablespoon of melted butter to the bottom of 2 small cast iron skillets. If you can do that, it's better. Now you can use the ramekins or anything else, but it's just better done in a skillet. Okay, then what do you do next? You arrange the apple slices in each skillet, ensuring the bottom is covered. Okay, sprinkle the cake mixture over the apples. This is how easy this is. Then you'll bake it for 20 minutes or until the top appears to be crispy and the edges are bubbling. Now, if you don't, cool it for 10 minutes, by the way, and enjoy. And if you want to add another ingredient, put a little ice cream on top of it. Your French vanilla ice cream is super good with this. Now, we mentioned the cake mix, 1 cup of spice cake mix. If you don't have spice cake mix, you can go ahead and use any other flavor, vanilla. French vanilla is really good. And then just add a little bit of cinnamon to it, maybe about a half teaspoon of cinnamon per cup. Okay, so that's how you do that. And those are mini apple, okay? Let's go ahead and go into a commercial break. I want to talk to you about the Hatter Cafe. It's going to be coming up next, so we'll be right back with you in just a second. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. Okay, we're back. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming up in a little bit longer than 3 weeks, and I'm really excited about that. Sometimes we kind of get hung, like, oh, I forgot to make something, and I got to take it to work, or I've got to take it to church, and you forgot all about it. A lot of these are ingredients that you already have at the house, and something you can put together really, really fast. You can find all these recipes on tasty.co. That's tasty.co. Okay, now this is a really, really good recipe. It's called Cookies and Ice Cream Mousse. Oh, that sounds so fancy smancy, doesn't it? Sounds like you need to have a chef making this, but you can do it. This is super easy. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, what you're going to need, now this is for 2 servings, okay? Again, if it's just you and your honey at the house and you just, you don't want to make an entire cake, but you want to make something just servings for you two, it's easy to do. Okay, 8 chocolate sandwich cookies, and then you want a few more to go on the topping. And by the way, at the Albertville Foodland Plus, they have a store brand of cookies, sandwich cookies that are as good as the national brand. So go ahead and check those out. Okay, again, you'll need 8 chocolate sandwich cookies plus a few more for the topping. You'll need 1.5 cups of heavy cream, and you're also going to need 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. Now, how do we make this? Okay, you want to separate the cream from the chocolate sandwich cookies. Place the cookies in a plastic bag and then in the cream in a small bowl. So make sure you separate that out real good. By the way, you can use just your butter knife, and instead of having it turned where it kind of angles, angle it at, or turn it to the flat side and get all that cream out of the cookies. Now, using a rolling pin, this is really easy to do. You can crush the cookies until they're finely ground. Or if you want to, you can put it into your any like a mixer type thing, and it's real easy to do. But just get the you can also get a little hammer, like if you have a mallet, and hammer that down as well. So there's a lot of ways you can do it. Just make sure that the cookies are kind of fine, okay? Using that rolling pin. Now, microwave the cream from the chocolate sandwich cookies, and you need to do that for 2 minutes. It seems like a long time, but trust me on this. Now, in a chilled medium bowl, this is important, it's got to be chilled. You'll beat the heavy cream using a hand mixer until it's really thick and frothy, or you can go to Albertville Foodland Plus, and you can get their whipped cream, and they have the store brand, which is again as good as the national brand. Add the cream from the cookies and the powdered sugar and beat it until stiff peaks form. Fold in the chocolate sandwich cookie crumbs, and then save some of the topping now to use for a little bit later. Spoon into a piping bag or a plastic bag with a piping tip. And what you'll do is pipe into serving bowls or glasses. Top the remaining chocolate sandwich cookie crumbs in half of the chocolate sandwich cookie if desired. And then you can serve this immediately, or you can refrigerate it and until it's ready to serve. Now that I would probably make that the same day, because something seems to happen to the whipped cream once it's mixed with something else. And just enjoy it. You are going to love that. And it's going to look as if a chef came to your house and actually made this recipe. Again, we are at tasty.co, tasty.co. And so we just had the sandwiches and cream mousse. Now let's see, I've got this recipe right here. It's 3-ingredient chili glazed salmon. And you're going to think, man, that's really getting fancy now. This is so good. And when you buy something, some of the grocery stores, the salmon's a little bit high, but not at Albertville Foodland Plus. They're always running specials on that. Okay, so what you're going to need is 4-ounce salmon, 3 fillets, 3 of those. You'll need 1/2 cup of chili sauce, and this is something that's really good with it too, is 1/4 cup of fresh scallions. You want to chop those up, wash them, let them dry on a paper towel, and then chop them up, okay? You're going to love this. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees. In a bowl, you want to mix together the salmon, the chili sauce, and the scallions. Now, place the fillets on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. And you want to spoon any leftover sauce on top of the salmon. By the way, the parchment paper, there's always one side that's waxed and then the other one is not waxed. Make sure you got the waxed part setting up, okay, on top, okay? Not at the bottom of the tray, but on the top. And then that way your salmon, they're not going to stick. Spoon any of the leftover sauce on top of the salmon. You want to bake it for 12 to 15 minutes until the salmon is cooked, but it's tender, and enjoy. And I'm going to tell you another really way to fix this. If you've got canned salmon, you can use that. Yeah, now remember, it's already cooked, so you're not going to cook it near as long. So what you'll do is take everything out of the can, and if you want to, you can get rid of the bones and then some of the skin part that's on there. I just leave mine in there. Okay, you want to put those fillets out in maybe a Pyrex bowl, and then you want to mix the chili sauce and the scallions together, and then cover it really well. Preheated oven, 400 degrees, in only 7 minutes because it's already cooked, and it's really good. Again, you can use canned salmon. You already got that in your cabinet. I always make sure I keep canned salmon in my pantry at all times. First of all, we like salmon biscuit and gravy. That's really good. It's a good feeling. Okay, let's see. Let's do 3-ingredient macaroni and cheese. Everybody likes macaroni and cheese, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and make this real quick. Okay, and that's a staple. We love to keep macaroni and cheese here at the house. But let me show you what you can do. You need 5 cups of milk for this recipe. You'll need 1 cup of elbow macaroni. Make sure it's dry. And 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. We like to use the really sharp cheddar cheese, but whatever works for you, whatever you guys like. Okay, here's how you want to prep. Okay, in a large bowl, bring the milk to a boil. But let me tell you what you want to do, because if you bring it to a boil on the stove, you're going to really risk scorching that milk. So what I like to do is put my milk in a big bowl, put it in the microwave oven, microwave it for just about 5 minutes. Then pour it in a bowl, put it over the stove, and let it finish boiling. And then that way you're not going to scorch that milk, because you got to be standing over it the entire time to make sure it doesn't scorch. Okay, so you've got your milk, and then you want to add the pasta and stir constantly until that pasta is cooked for about 10 minutes. Don't go away. Don't answer the phone. Don't go to the door. Don't do anything. Stand over it, okay? It's really important because it's going to be easy to scorch. Now turn the heat off and then add the cheddar. Stir until the cheese is melted and the pasta is evenly coated. It's better than any box of macaroni and cheese you're ever going to get. And again, it's that milk. Now you can use, 5% milk or the fat-free milk, whatever you want to. But I'm just telling you, it's better to use the regular milk, okay, that has the fat stuff in it, because that's what's going to make it super good. And that's your easy 3-ingredient macaroni and cheese. Honey roasted carrots. First of all, carrots just look really pretty on a plate, and carrots are so good for you. So this is a super, super easy, and this is 3-ingredient vegetable side dishes, honey roasted carrots. Okay, so what you're going to need is 6 whole carrots, or you can chop them if you want to do that. Then you're also going to need 2 tablespoons of butter. And don't use margarine for this or oleo. It really needs to be butter, okay? You'll need 2 tablespoons of honey, and that makes it good. Find your local honey farmer, okay? You'll need some salt and pepper to taste, just whatever you like. Okay, so here's how you do it. You want to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. That's important, to preheat the oven. In a medium casserole dish, you want to evenly coat the carrots and the butter, the honey, the salt, and the pepper. Bake for 25 to 30 minutes and enjoy. And it is so good. You're really going to love this recipe. Okay, folks, let's go again to another commercial break, and I want to take you to, who are we going to talk to about? Let's take you to Twin City Used Car Sales. You've heard me talk about Bobby Labor, Twin City.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales look forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Fort Payne and Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by the locations in Fort Payne and Gadsden. We sincerely look forward to serving you.
Again, thank you so much, Bobby Ledbetter at Twin City Used Car Sales. Okay, what do we have next? Let's see. Let's go on ahead and do herb roasted potatoes with lime. And hopefully you've grown your own potatoes. We told you how to do that. When you buy potatoes, don't throw them away when they start sprouting, okay? That is an excellent time to go ahead and have your own pot. Like if you have a big pot, go ahead and fill it full of dirt and put those potatoes in there and sprout your own potatoes. That's a good thing to do. And if you wanted to go to Albertville Foodland Plus, sometimes they'll put those in a cart and they're already sprouting for maybe 50 cents. Go ahead and buy them, okay? And go ahead and start your own potatoes. Okay, you're going to need 2 pounds of small potatoes. You need to half those. You'll need 4 tablespoons of butter. You need to melt that. 2 tablespoons of shallots. You need to mince those. Make sure they're super, super, super small. 4 cloves of garlic. You need to mince that. 3 sprigs of fresh thyme is good. If you have your fresh rosemary, you can use that as well. Then the salt and pepper to taste. And then you want 1 lime, and you want to make sure you've got that juiced, okay? Now you can use it from the bottle if you'd like. I'll just tell you it tastes fresher when you use your own lime, when you do it yourself. Okay, again, preheat the oven, 425 degrees. In a large bowl, what you want to do is add the potatoes, the butter, the shallot, the garlic, the salt, the pepper, the thyme, and the rosemary, all of those ingredients. Toss it to combine. Now transfer the potatoes to a greased parchment paper lined baking sheet. Again, parchment paper, the wax on top, okay, and then your ingredients go on top of the wax. You want to bake this for about 10 minutes, stirring the potatoes, and then bake for another 10 to 15 minutes until golden brown. Drizzle those potatoes with some lime juice, and it's going to taste really super good. You'll be really glad you did that. Okay, I'm going to give you another really quick recipe. I think I got time for it. And this is a sweet and salty roasted almonds. Yeah, sometimes you just want, like, the ball games are happening, and you know, you're going to watch Alabama-Auburn game and all those things that are going to be coming up. And sometimes you just want something to kind of munch on. Got a bunch of people over at your house. Some are Alabama, some are Auburn, and it gets really interesting. Give them something to chew on. 1 cup of almonds. You want those to be the whole almonds, by the way, not the sliced, not the slivered almonds. And then you'll need 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a pinch of cayenne pepper. Now, I mean a pinch of it, just enough to put a little bit of flavor in there. 2 tablespoons of honey, and 1 teaspoon of olive oil. I cook everything almost with olive oil because it's so light and it doesn't taste bold. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Make sure you preheat it. Now, in a bowl, what you want to do is add the almonds, the salt, the cayenne, the honey, the olive oil, and stir all this to really combine it, okay? Transfer it to a parchment-lined, paper-lined baking sheet and bake it for about 12 minutes until the honey is caramelized and the almonds smell super good. Let it cool and enjoy it. That's a super recipe. Let's see if I've got time for one more. Okay, because we've got a little bit of time left. So let's see. We talked about those honey lime potatoes. All of the recipes here, by the way, can be found at tasty.co. Tasty.co. Okay, let's see. What are we going to do? Let's do sweet potato and chickpea salad. This will take just a minute to do, so let's go ahead and find that. Okay, here we go. Again, super easy. You want 2 large sweet potatoes or 3 small ones. You got to scrub them, okay? Make sure they're good and clean. 1/2 medium red pepper. You'll need 15 ounces of chickpeas. You need to 1 can of those, by the way. You need to rinse and make sure you drain them really well. All the water needs to be out. 1/2 cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of garlic. You want to mince that. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. 1 teaspoon of paprika. You can add some cinnamon if you like to do that. This gives an extra flavor. And cayenne pepper, you need salt and pepper to taste. 3 ounces of mixed greens. It can be any kind of green you like. Need some parsley, cilantro, and dried cranberry for garnish if you want to do that. It's totally optional. What you'll do is preheat the oven, 425 degrees. Cut the sweet potatoes into small cubes. That way they'll cook quicker. And transfer 1/2 to a nonstick baking sheet. Peel and slice the onion and set aside. Add all the ingredients. Bake those for 30 minutes. And you got a super, super good, I mean, it tastes really good, sweet potato and chickpea salad. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna Feazell. I hope you enjoy these recipes. Again, go to this website, tasty.co, and you'll really enjoy this. You take care, and we'll see you with an awesome, super awesome guest coming up in just a few minutes. And again, thank you so much for watching Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio, down in Geraldine, Alabama. Find us on television, channel 182 on Charter, and Abundant TV found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire.